You're listening to The Alex Jones Show.
Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
The author of Robo Apocalypse is joining us in the next hour. David Knight's going to come in and host for 30 minutes at the bottom of the hour with analysis on the Kenya situation and a preview of Robo Apocalypse. I'll be back in the third hour. Apple co-founder on artificial intelligence, we mentioned this last week, the future is scary and very bad for people. That dovetails with this new article. In the robotic near future, most will live off government-provided income. That's the plan to domesticate us. In fact, will you guys print me Bill Joyce, Why the Future Doesn't Need Us? Thank you. Because we're going to look at the real crises we're facing. Also, how many people will have to migrate out of California when all the water disappears? There's a video on Infowars.com of folks going into a Muslim bakery and them making cakes for gay folks. You know, we need to do that and show a Muslim bakery refuse it. And then watch, there'll be no media coverage. Because it's only Christians that have to be attacked and have to be demonized and have to be gone after and act like we're not tolerant, when it was Christians that ended slavery worldwide. It was Christians that ended up sending gunboats around the world to end slavery. It was first ended in the West and then ended all over the world. In fact, let's just give credit. Spain was the first country to start abolishing slavery. It's got to be 600 years ago. And then it spread from there. But again, I'm almost cursed by knowing history. You'd think slavery started in the West. It's just unbelievable. But that's how they get us to all infight with each other. Also, deadly bird flu shows up in South Dakota. 5th Minnesota farm. Potent shatter marijuana showing up in Lancaster County. The marijuana concentrate, 6 times stronger than the average bud, was among drugs seized in March from the home of Samuel Schulbaker. He's behind bars charged with drug dealing. You know, here's the deal. I'm against the drug war, but it doesn't mean I endorse drugs. The drug war is a fraud. Asset forfeiture seizure is a fraud. We have more drugs on the street because of the drug war. But the way to attack the drug war is to point out that governments and major banks are laundering the money. And that we have a bigger prison population than ever. Not by endorsing the drug culture. I have experimented with marijuana when I was in high school and college, and it made me sleepy, and I didn't particularly like it. Willie Nelson will now launch his own brand of weed chain of marijuana stores in the U.S. That's a good business move. I have sat right there in his bus at that table on screen, if you're a TV viewer, and, well, quite frankly, I mean, when you're in Rome, you got to do it. I've smoked pot with Willie. But again, I do it like a cop goes out and smokes marijuana just to see how strong it is. I don't like it. It makes me paranoid. Wow, figure that. But I want to see what it's like. And I recently tested some at a pool party that was being vaped, and I took 2 hits off of it and really felt it. So here's my issue. Folks, it will end up making you live in your mother's basement for most people. An artist like Willie Nelson, you know, he can operate, probably helped him not have a heart attack by now. You know, look, he's 81 years old or whatever it is. How old's Willie now? The point is that it has some benefits, it has some problems, like red wine.
He is 81.
He is 81. 1 glass of wine a day is probably good for you. But 10 glasses of wine will give you liver cancer. So, again, I've been involved in the movement before it was so popular for 20 years to decriminalize drugs. But that doesn't mean we should then go to the extreme of promoting the culture and saying it's good. Because overall, marijuana is damaging a lot of people and ruining a lot of lives and turning people into vegetables. And that's why George Soros pushes it. And the marijuana today is, I got to say, probably 10 times stronger on average than what I experimented with. And I've got an incredible tolerance, folks, and it knocks me in the ground. So I want to warn young people out there, if you can do it, it's best to never even test drugs. I know you want to experiment. I've done it for you. You don't want to do it. Introducing Secret 12, the new InfoWars Life vitamin B12 formulation. Secret 12 is a binary of nutramedical-grade, bioavailable coenzyme forms of B12, methylcobalamin, the same kind used in B12 injections, and adenosylcobalamin. Secret 12 is simply taken by mouth, right on the tongue, and then swallowed. No needles, no injections. Secure your revolutionary Secret 12 formula right now at InfoWarsLife.com or call 888-253-3139. Alex Jones here. For the last 2 years, I've been working with top doctors, nutritionists, and chemists to design a nutraceutical formulation that has truly life-changing health benefits. Introducing the all-new Ancient Defense Herbal Immunity Blend. Experience the benefits of combining over 14 ancient herbs and extracts with exciting new advances in nutraceutical science. Visit InfoWarsLife.com or call 1-888-253-3139. That's InfoWarsLife.com. In the near future.
When you realize how fake it all is, the football, the basketball.
Alert. Security alert. This is Homeland Security. Analysis. InfoWars building independent media operation.
Let the worst people get control and tell us that we are the ones responsible.
Prime directive. Discredit Alex Jones.
Jones is the wildly popular conspiracy theorist.
It's a popular conspiracy theory talk show called InfoWars.
Alex Jones is now in an Austin jail.
These people are assaulting us.
Targeting of patriots engaged.
They are never going to stop. They're never going to deviate from their program until we stop them.
Block free iPhone app at Infowars.com. Block free podcast and video feed. Imperative. Destroy Prison Planet TV.
You gotta set your eye on the enemy, not worry about what propaganda they put out. Intellectually, it's begun. You can feel it.
Aging starts at the cellular level. When cells become toxic, they die early and aging sets in. In the past decade, we have witnessed unparalleled scientific discoveries. During that period, key patented compounds have focused on mitochondrial growth, nerve growth, and rejuvenation. But no one has put together a formula that focuses directly on brain health, nerve growth factors, and optimizing your cellular energy at the same time. We now have the synergistic solution, DNA Force, just one of the key compounds. BioPQQ is backed by major clinical studies and over 175 PubMed-listed published studies. You want the best that's out there at the lowest price anywhere? The ultimate value, cutting-edge, trailblazing game changer that also supports the InfoWar. Secure your DNA Force today at InfoWarsLife.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139. DNA Force from InfoWars Life.
From his Central Texas Command Center, deep behind enemy lines, the information war continues. It's Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've talked a lot about doing this on air. I did it a few years ago, but I just want to air the audio from the Colonial Williamsburg Historical Society, Give Me Liberty or Give Me Death, that Patrick Henry basically wrote in a letter but also gave in speeches at the Virginia Convention on March 20th, 1775, inland and Richmond, which is now called St. John's Church. Because when you look at the parallels of what Patrick Henry famously said, crouch down and lick the hand that feeds you, we've now reached this point of total tyrannical takeover of every basic freedom. There's an article on Infowars.com, leftist attempt to shut down fundraising for Memories Pizza. Remember, they tried to shut down Chick-fil-A for being closed on Sunday. They tried to shut down Hobby Lobby for being Christian and not promoting abortion. This is totalitarianism. This is not tolerance. You have a right to not patronize a pizza place that doesn't want to cater to your event. I think it's stupid to not, as a business, just, I wouldn't ask what color you are or who you have sex with when you come in to get a pizza if I had a pizza place. But at the same time, people have that right to do that. And they certainly don't have the right to then go and try to shut down fundraising. You know, Google stores 6 years ago, we started a Google shopping cart. They'd even approached us about it. They're always soliciting us for different services. And we put up my films on their shopping cart. And then they said, we're removing your shopping cart. Obama deception is racist. No judge, no jury. There's not one word of racism. But even if it was racist, shouldn't I be able to sell Mein Kampf? Even if you don't agree with Hitler, you should want to read the book written by Adolf Hitler, the guy that was one of the most important people of the 20th century. I mean, I've read a book written by Julius Caesar, a compendium of his letters to the Senate, the Battle for Gaul. Does that mean I endorse Julius Caesar? When I bought Mein Kampf when I was 16 years old at the bookstore, at the mall, the woman freaked out and began hyperventilating. It had Hitler on the cover, and it said, Mein Kampf, my struggle. And she was looking, and I said, she was looking at me very angrily, being politically correct, feeling holy, feeling like a Pharisee. And I said, why do you sell this book then? She goes, excuse me? I went, I just want to read what Hitler actually said. That doesn't mean I endorse Hitler. She went, oh, really? It's scary. No, what's scary is your ignorance. That's what's scary. That's what's scary. See, that's political correctness. Reading what a Iranian mullah said, because I've read where you can get put on government lists for just going to Iranian websites. Well, the government goes to Iranian websites to see what they're saying. We need to have an open debate. This is about chilling debate. Last week, they announced major universities, you've got to get pre-authorization in California to even have a speech or hand out literature. You've got to get your speeches pre-approved. That is North Korea, folks. So we're not going into a police state. We're not going into a mind tyranny. We're in one. So let's air Richard Schumann interprets the character of Patrick Henry for the Colonial Williamsburg Foundation. Listen as he recreates Patrick Henry's powerful words spoken March 23rd, 1775 at St. John's Horatio Parish Church in Richmond. Let's play this, then I'll get into the rest of the news we've not gotten to yet on the economy front. Record number of Americans not working, very seriously bad numbers coming in, which we've known are there. Remember, these are whitewashed numbers as well. But here is, give me liberty or give me death.
It is in vain to extenuate the matter. Gentlemen may cry, peace, peace, but there is no peace. The war is actually begun. The next gale that sweeps from the north will bring to our ears the clash of resounding arms. Our brethren are already in the field. Why stand we here idle? What is it that gentlemen wish? What would they have? Is life so dear, or peace so sweet as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery? Forbid it, Almighty God! I know not what course others may take, but as for me, give me liberty, or give me death.
Now that's the end of it. Let me read from the beginning. Mr. President, no man thinks more highly than I do of patriotism, as well as abilities of the very worthy gentlemen who have addressed the House. But different men often see the same object in different lights. And therefore, I hope it will not be thought disrespectful to those gentlemen if, entertaining, as I do, opinions of a character very opposite to theirs, I shall speak forth my sentiments freely and without reserve. That was because back then, if you insulted one, they could legally demand you fight to the death with them. So you had to be very polite. This is no time for ceremony. The question before the House is one of awful moment to this country. For my own part, I consider it as nothing less than a question of freedom or slavery. And in proportion to the magnitude of the subject ought to be the freedom of the debate. It is only in this way that we can hope to arrive at truth. See, they're trying to shut down